Today, I'm creating the ultimate watch collection for poor people. But I got this comment. Come on, Nico, get a video done for the peasants. We want a budget watch collection where every watch is between 50 and 200 pounds. And I listen to you guys. I listen to my followers, my subscribers. You guys are the reason I make videos. So now I'm making a video specifically for you. If you have any other suggestions, drop them in the comments and let's go and search for some peasants watches. To be honest, this is a video I kind of really wanted to make for a long time, but just we didn't get around to it. We just didn't. Like, it is what it is. By the way, I don't have any affiliation.
Poor people.
Up. I was once poor. And listen, if you don't want to spend more than 200 quid, doesn't mean you're poor, Johnny. No. Off. What is the first brand you think of when you think of affordable, cheap watch? Stop it!
Well, affordable watches, I'm going to say Seiko.
Good choice. Seiko's where we're going to start. You know what I noticed?
What?
The watch prices are just increasing massively. I mean, I was able to pick up a Seiko 5 back in the day for like 80, 90 quid. Holy f***. I cannot do that anymore, it looks like. You know what? When I look at the Seiko website, I don't see anything under £200 that is in any way, shape or form remotely good. There's no prices on these. I don't know why. Like, why the f*** would you not put a price on your watches? Where, oh, there's a woman's watch. Price doesn't matter to women anyway because they don't pay it. Sorry. Apparently Seiko is not on this collection. Prices have massively increased. Like, I see a lovely watch here, the SRP E65. It's a lovely watch. It looks f***ing class. Automatic, whatever, day date. Amazing, 230 quid. That's a Seiko 5. That watch back in the day, definitely going in around 100 quid, mate. I'm a bit shocked with this, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, I think Seiko is a really good starter watch brand, and I think if you want to spend between 200 and 500 pounds, I definitely think a Seiko 5. Like, I genuinely think it's a really good watch, but I'm now going off new retail prices. I'm not going off pre-owned stuff. I know you can buy a Seiko 5 pre-owned on eBay for 50 quid, but I'm now talking about the new prices, let that be very clear. But in their catalogue from new, it's actually quite shit at absolute best. There's one watch at 180, another watch at 199, but Timex is a better version of that. Yeah, I want to see Timex. Timex, I saw some good stuff. Timex has this North line, right? I think its Expedition could also be different. Timex is also the Q reissue. I think the automatic is over our budget, but the quartz ones are within our budget. These were going for mad premiums when they were launched. I swear to God, it was crazy. They were going for twice retail. I am not even joking. Just a really good watch for the money. This is Timex trying to be Rolex. That's a different story. That's shit. We don't like that. We don't approve that. Shop now. For £170, a 40mm leather strap chronograph that looks the bollocks. I mean, it's just a good looking watch. £170, 100%. Timex is actually a really old watch brand. I mean, we're talking about older than Rolex. I think about 60 years older than Rolex. The name Timex really showed up on the dial for the first time around the 1950s though. So they're an old watch brand, right? Once upon a time, and I don't know what era, they were the biggest watchmakers in the world. They made the most amount of watches of any watch company across the world. Like, that's cool. Once upon a Timex, yeah. Talk. Really cool watches. One of my favorite watches of all time is a chronograph. Here they're offering, okay, it's quartz, right? I mean, you cannot buy a mechanical chronograph under £1,000, really. I did, by the way, Seagull, but it's 500 quid, it's not within our budget. The Marlin chronograph, 40mm on a leather strap with a beautiful green dial, or brown dial, or green dial, or whatever. What, I don't know what color it is. It's a nice color. The thing is, I see the color, but my brain can't identify the color, if you know what I mean. I do see that is a nice... It's not that I see grey, right? I'm not color blind. I see the color, so I'm not blind. But my brain can't process the name of the color.
You're what? You just can't speak?
You can also call whatever. But this Marlin chronograph, I think it's an absolute belter for 170 quid. And then I saw another one, the North, that really interests me. Yeah, the Expedition North, 43mm. £95 for a cracker of a watch. That watch should be in the Book of Gods. The Book of Gods. The poor gods, because the rich gods would have bought Rolex. But that's a different story, right? It's a belter of a watch for 43mm. Like, I mean, You can't go wrong with that. Some Timex is fucking dog shit. Skip that, right? But there's a lot of value for money, and there's a great proposition in that brand, and I would definitely have a look at that if you're looking for a watch under £200. Next up, Belova. I know. Put them in the shit category. Belova, shade, and I mean it. But they have one watch which is actually a really good proposition, and it's within a budget. Belova is actually a really old watch brand with a rich history and doing incredibly cool stuff. That's the past. They're not connected to that same company anymore. Someone has clearly bought the rights to the name. It's not the same company because today they make dog shit. I think in 2007, 2008, Citizen, to be fair, right? Citizen, a really good watch brand that actually has changed something in our industry forever, but more on that later on. But the Citizen Group bought Belova, I think in 2007, 2008. Belova was already dead at that time. They're trying to revive it, right? This is just a matter of opinion. I'm not a big fan of it, as you may know. Shade. But there's one watch proposition that I would argue to say is very good. F*** me, they make some horrible shit. What the actual f*** is this? Icon. If you actually spent your hard-earned money, 500 quid on this watch, I think you need to have a very good conversation with yourself, because that's embarrassing. And I'm not even apologizing for this. If you own an Icon, just check yourself into a mental institution, please. There. The Belova Classic. Reference number 98B. 359. Just a lovely looking watch from a self-proclaimed higher end watch brand. Don't believe any of that. It's just Chinese, nothing else. 44 millimeters, so it fits a lot of big people like me, right? Poor people are average, also a little bit more fatter.
Is that a thing?
I don't know, I've read a study. Poverty equals fat. Well, back in the day, fat equaled money.
Call that wealth belly.
Wealth belly, and nowadays it isn't.
You're bringing it back.
I'm bringing it back. Just a lovely watch, nice presentation box, £159. You cannot go wrong. Good color as well. Think it's green, fantastic.
Money green.
That's what I can recognize. And look at that shit. What kind of blind designer made this? Jesus, f***ing horrendous, mate. First of all, what the f*** is wrong with you when you produce this, when you make this, when you draw this, when you did actually make the decision we're going to make this? I don't know what's worse, people buying this or people producing this. That is f***ing horrendous. That designer must f***ing compete in the Paralympics for watch designs. That is a horrendous f***ing piece.
Guys, there's another second complaint about the noise from over there.
Right, that is really weird because I'm not even shouting.
Yeah, but you were banging it. You were banging it sometime a minute ago.
Hey, sorry sir, how are you? Come in.
Guys, we've a business next door, and there's clients sitting there.
Aye.
And the food of your voice.
First of all, sir, I would love to introduce myself. Yeah. Nico.
The only reason I'm annoyed is because we've said it before, but we've clients in there.
Aye.
And like your voice is booming.
Aye.
You're making the noise. You're the nuisance. You have to do something about this.
I'm going to figure out how we can solve that.
When?
What do you want me to do now? Do you want me to do... Listen, what has to be done will be done. Right, sorry for that interruption. I'm going to talk a wee bit lower because my neighbour had a very important customer. We're in a full professional studio with soundproofing, and the sound is somehow in way, shape or form transporting to the other side of the wall. Up. Next watch I want to talk about is the new drop of IFL watches. This is the Casio Octo. Octopus. There's an octopussy on the dial, and it's hand painted, hand drawn. This is done. I love a hand painted pussy, mate. I mean, this is that bollocks. I don't know how they do that, but that is a belter. And it's not just a hand painted pussy, it's also a full hand painted dial. To see every detail, everything is painted by hand. That is a proper effort. I really like the strap on this. I really like the strap on that, you know. The case is also fantastic. This is just a really good watch. That's a belter. This piece is limited to 150 pieces. And of course, this is God tier. Rotary watches. We get a lot of suggestions in the comments about rotary watches. But then I look at that proposition and think it's also significantly higher than it's ever been. 200 quid. Funny enough, I actually physically have this watch, the Rotary X Prostate Cancer. It's £200, right? I think it's a great idea that it supports a charity, Prostate Cancer UK. I think it's great. But the quality of the watch, I mean, it's horrendous. And I think every watch with a bracelet within that budget is just below par. And this includes the Bulova. It's a nice watch. I think the bracelet quality of the Bulova is a wee bit better. But I think if you want to buy a watch and a bracelet, you shouldn't be buying a watch between £0 and £200. I think you should pay a little bit more or save up a wee bit more for that. Funny bit is, I looked at Rotary, right? Rotary was founded by a guy called Moise Dreyfus. This is now fully in hands of Chinese people, right? Like, this is a full Chinese watch brand. Everything on this watch brand is Chinese. This is a rip-off of an IWC Big Pilot. That's a rip-off of a combination of a Nautilus and whatever the it is. It's just one of the only rotaries I would say I would like. There's a rotary dress that actually looks very similar to a Cartier tank. Now you can argue to say this is just a rip-off of a Cartier tank, but every watch in that shape is gonna look like a rip-off of a Cartier tank. It is what it is. But for £189, it is a really nice watch. I mean, I'll give you that. So that is good. There's another version of that watch. It's called the Rotary Ultra Slim. For £199, I think that is really, really nice for the money. Next up, Citizen watches. Citizen is an old watch company as well, founded in 1930, and they've done something that no one else has ever done before. In 1993, Citizen launched the world's first ever multi-brand atomic timekeeping device in the world. That watch is insanely accurate. Your mind wouldn't even be able to understand that. Like, chronometer certified, brand new Rolex, loses or gains 2 seconds every day. Like, that's how accurate it is, right? To get a chronometer certification, you need to be within the realm of 2 seconds minus or 2 seconds plus every day. Meaning that over 30 days, you could run a minute slow or a minute forward. This is an automatic watch, so it's a bit unfair to compare that with an atomic watch. The atomic watch of Citizen that was introduced in 1993 was accurate for 1 second every 100,000 years. That's mind-blowing.
I can improve that.
How can I prove that? Mate, what do you want me to say? It's approved. A signal is being sent to your watch containing the exact date, exact time, and exact day. This is sent to the watch via radio waves every night. That is genuinely a great achievement. A lot of the eco-drive watches are atomic watches. The atomic watch doesn't fit in our budget, right? Let's put it that way. There's other watches from Citizen which are pretty cool. Look at this eco-drive. This is also an eco-drive, not an atomic version, by the way, for £149. They call this watch, for some reason, man's strap, right? So let me read
Sounds like something else.
This man's strap timepiece with a stainless steel case and black leather strap offers a timeless look. Right, not sure what's going on there, but it is a very legible watch. Also, I got a comment from someone, being visually impaired, it's difficult for me to see some dials. So I asked for suggestions for a watch that's easy to read. This is a watch that is extremely easy to read. It fits within the £200 budget, and it's just a really good looking watch overall. And the cool thing of this is, this watch, you will never have to change the battery ever. It's an eco drive. It gains energy from light, whatever light it is, a lamp, the sunlight. That's how it gains energy. For £149, I don't think you can go wrong, and that is a right value proposition. That's what I think is a really, really good watch. And then you have something else, an eco drive on a bracelet. Again, same story, what I mentioned before with Rotary. I wouldn't buy a watch under £200 with a bracelet. Really important watch brand to note, and I think we should always include, that's of course Swatch. Swatch is massively important for this industry. Swatch really made watches mainstream. Funky colors and the funky designs. Swatch made watches fashionable. Quartz battery powered movements that were made in Switzerland. Like, I don't believe that they're still made in Switzerland. They're in China, but whatever. That's not the point, right? You can buy a Swatch from like 90 quid. This is all up to taste, right? You can do funky colors and all sorts of things. I like traditional stuff. So let's have a look. To be fair, for £228, and I know it's not under 200, but you can buy a automatic Swiss Swatch Hublot lookalike. An automatic watch on a bracelet. I have felt this bracelet. This bracelet actually feels a wee bit better. With a beautiful dial for £201. With a date. I mean, that's value proposition. I would enjoy that. Another Hublot lookalike. Skeleton automatic watch with a strap, £164. Rosetta Bianca. We cannot not talk about Casio. Casio fits in every collection. Like, if you're a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, or you're poor, Casio, you cannot go wrong. From an F91W for like 18 quid, from the Casio to Bluetooth Casios, like, I mean, calculator watch, I mean, it is embedded in history. I'm a kid of the 90s. That was the bollocks. And still today, it is the bollocks. The Casio GBD 200 UU, 101.25. The Casio GBX 100. I mean, these look like the f***ing bollocks. It fits everyone's f***ing wrist. Fits everyone's collection. A collection full with Pateks, a collection full with Richard Milles, a collection full with Rolexes. A collection is not complete if there's no Casio. You can buy them at prideandpay.com, by the way. Really like that one. That's nice. If you have any other suggestions of watches that I should review or watches you want me to review or videos you want to do, drop it in the comments right now